And we're back with you now on WZBN News. This is Mercer County Close-Up. Welcome to March, if no one's welcomed you yet. Soon we'll have St. Patrick's Day and, of course, the calendar start to the season of spring. A welcome time it'll be. Despite that, it really hasn't been the worst winter to write home about. We've had mild temperatures in the daytime. Still has been pretty cold at night, and you've felt the need to turn on your heating system, of course. Well, joining us today to talk about the transition from winter to spring, even though temperature-wise it may not be that much of a transition, is a man who's very familiar to you by now if you watch our news on a regular basis. He is the founder, co-founder, if you will, of Indoor Air Technologies, Mr. Sam Muro. Sam, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me, Mark. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Like I said, the milder temperatures mean that, people don't need quite as much heat. That might be more of a daytime thing for these days when we're in the mid-50s, even low 60s. For winter, that's pretty incredible for this area. But despite, the cold nights still, people need their heat. How has business been for you folks?
Well, surprisingly, business has been very good.
Mm-hmm.
We have not had the service calls that we normally have,
Okay.
of course, because the units aren't running as much. But we have been very fortunate with the other types of work that we do with replacements of new units. Most people are looking at the higher efficiency equipment. So we've been doing a fair amount of replacements in new units, and we also do additions.
Mm-hmm.
So would like to see more of the service work, but as you said, when the temperatures are this mild, you just don't get it as much as you'd like to.
Right. Now, in this area, you've got homes of all ages. Some are so old they don't even have central air. I mean, most of them do have heat, but the newer ones come equipped with some of these modern, thermostats that we've got. Now, you talk about some of that other work. Is a lot of it helping people upgrade to these newer, more modern thermostats?
Yes, it is. It has been proven. These are not gimmicks. This is a 7-day programmable thermostat, and it has been proven that these thermostats will save you money.
Great.
The important thing to remember is they have to be used properly.
Certainly. Now, the advantages of this, I'm sure it's a greener, more energy-efficient unit. This one in particular is made by Honeywell. Before we go any further, about how much would people spend on something like this?
Well, if we include it in on the price of the project, we usually throw it in at cost. So the increase to the price of the job is maybe about $150.
Okay.
If you call us in off the street, obviously there's a service call involved with that also.
Sure. The advantages to this, I know it looks like it's remote programmable. It's, like we say, green, energy efficient. Those are the basic advantages. Are there more?
Yeah, they actually make another model now that's Wi-Fi capable.
Oh, cool.
So you can actually change the temperature in your house from anywhere that you have capabilities with your smartphone to hook onto the link.
Right. Now, we've mentioned the transition from winter to spring. You think of spring cleaning. That's an excellent time to clean out the vents. I know that some people will unscrew the vents, spray something in there, and then just reattach. That's really not the extent of what they need to do.
No, and that's why there's the big discrepancy in price between maybe a $159 duct cleaning and a $350 duct cleaning. The method we use is called source removal. It's much more involved, and naturally, all the vent covers do come off,
yes,
but it involves high-pressure air and so on and so forth to actually blow the vents out, a decontamination process, and then most importantly of all, regardless of how well you clean the vents, you need a good filtration product after that.
Right, because if some people will go in even, maybe with a brush or some other device, clean some way, do some spraying, they don't get all of it, they turn the thermostat back on, and a lot of the particles they did not get are still coming through.
That's very true, and then most importantly is, we are worried about the microscopic organisms that you breathe, because what makes you sick is not particles of dirt. It's microscopic organisms that you're actually breathing.
That are living.
And circulating throughout your duct system.
It's kind of scary when you think about it. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, you see Sam's commercials all the time. Give him a call or find him online, Indoor Air Technologies. He's here to help you. And, of course, he's been a loyal advertiser of ours for a year and a half, so we're glad to have him. But, I mean, with these new systems, like we were saying, the upgrade process that people go through is helpful to you folks. It's helpful to their homes. It's a win-win situation. You see even the people that stick with the more energy-reliant systems, they might turn it on in June. I mean, talking about air conditioning here since we're moving toward the seasonally warmer months. They might turn their systems on in June, and because of so many people doing that, you might, God forbid, see a power grid smash. There's a way to avoid that, though, whether they upgrade to the new or whether they stay with what they have. There's a way to do it when the mild spring or maybe mild summer weather arrives.
Absolutely. The best thing that I can try to recommend to all air conditioning users is that you should turn your air conditioner on that first 70, 72 degree day. The reason for that is you don't need the air conditioning.
Right.
But you want to start it. If you feel cold air coming out of it, you're okay. If you don't feel cold air, what you're going to do is eliminate the emergency when you actually need the air conditioning. So let's try to get the air conditioners on early. Let's check them to make sure that they're ready to go. And then I would recommend naturally a clean and check on the system to make sure that it is clean and it's running as efficiently as it can be. If we don't do that, I always reference cars. We don't run cars until they break. We do preventative maintenance on them. We should do the same thing with our heating and air conditioning systems.
Right. And even if the system gets turned on when it's in the low 70s outside, just for about 5 or 10 minutes, that's really all that's needed.
It's all that's needed because you can feel the colder air coming out of the system, so you know that it's beginning to work, and it is cooling.
Does it also help the system in that, you get it going, so when you really do need it, the system's already been, because that might be the first batch of actual AC in so many months.
Well, you have to remember, those systems have been sitting dormant since August or September. So it is best to give them a start, to make sure that they are going to start. And it could be something very simple that prevents them from starting. But again, if you wait until it's 85, 90, it becomes your emergency.
Absolutely. And now that's when people, I'm sure, call you. Tell me, just so that people know how to reach you in case they need a new system or any sort of expertise, how can they reach out to you?
Well, our office is fully staffed. You can reach us at 208-9008. And if we are, for some reason, do not answer, we monitor our voicemails constantly, and I'm always available to answer questions.
Right. And you've been in operation, I know, 18 years now.
18
you and your
years.
son work as a tandem a lot of these projects.
Yes, we do.
And all right, well, thanks very much for helping us understand what's happening right now, especially as March 20th, 21st comes around, and we do get seasonally warm weather, and it's always great to have you as a
Thank you
guest.
very much.
Sam Muro, co-founder of Indoor Air Technologies, based locally in Robbinsville. Give them a call at say the phone number one more time, sorry.
It's 609-208-9008.
Great. A rare slip for me. I usually am good with those phone numbers. But definitely reach out to Sam and, of course, his company, Indoor Air Technologies. You're likely to see his commercial on our airwaves very soon. I'm Mark Fontes. Thanks so much for joining us on Mercer County Close-Up. We'll see you again really soon.